Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Wario Land 3. In the last episode, we got the Wire Wizard from the bank of the Wild River, which made a lot of changes around the place, but one of those we're going to be starting off this episode with, is the Tower of Revival. Now, I haven't been here in a while. I think getting the onion, not the onion, the garlic was the last time we were here. I don't know if I told that story or not, but like, me and my brother, we always used to refer to the garlic as the onion, because that's what we thought it was. And then only recently did I find it was actually supposed to be garlic, and that, like, we weren't actually, I think I fucked this up, and we weren't actually that far off. We didn't know what it was supposed to be, like, we thought it was like a knee pad or something like that, but we call it the onion jokingly. How correct we were. Anyway, what we actually want to do here is, well, proceed through the level, proceed through the level as normal, avoiding not going through the place where we went through with the eyes door last time, instead just kind of proceeding up to the top. So I'll put this on the speeder. Now, at this section here, previously, we couldn't jump up onto this wire. It wasn't quite high enough for us to reach. The Wire Wizard has sorted that problem. I kept saying sorted and solved at the same time. Now here, those Applebees can be extremely infuriating. You do actually need them. I believe it's this one here we need. Oh, so close. In reality, what we want to do is come down here. And there's the green key. This is one of many treasures of, well, there's at least a couple of them this episode where you'll be really thinking that way. You really want to make sure you get the key before getting the treasure, because the key is, treasures where, like, the key is in a slightly annoying location, but the chest is quite straightforward to get to, so you just kind of work along and get to the chest, and then you're like, hey, I don't have the key, and you have to do some annoying shit again. Ah! Okay, we're okay. I kind of bonked into him, and I wasn't sure what happened there. Anyway. Move, man. Move. Oh, fuck it. Get out of the way. You can kind of bonk them like that, and then you fall off the wire, but if you just hold it up, then you just grab straight back on again, so it doesn't really, like, dislodge you, and if you bonk them, they then kind of retreat back into their holes or whatever they're supposed to be doing. Anyway, as I've said, Tower Revival, cool shit always happens here, and indeed, we get this. Doesn't look particularly exciting. Maybe, maybe not. But this is the secret path to Crater Map, which means da-da-da-da. That is certainly a strong competitor for the most boring change that reveals a level. But indeed, this is one of the final levels now. We've only got one more left to reveal. This is the East Crater, so of course we should go straight on and do it. And this one can be extremely annoying, because you need to kind of progress down to the bottom of it to really do anything in it, which involves killing Numos and smashing through shit with this thing. If the Numos hit you, of course, you puff up... Ooh. Remember the trans-dimensional vortex for later. Yeah, if the Numos hit you, puff up, and also basically, like, you essentially need to kill them, and so, basically you need to kill these two, otherwise they will attack you when you're carrying the thing, and kill them in such a way that you don't move the screen enough for the other one to respawn. As you can see, that is an extremely pernickety, to say the least. Oh, ooh, okay, that kind of, see, they respawn so fast, and you cannot get that thing past them. If we need to now go... You can go over to the right there, but there is nothing there. Ah! And then the other one will respawn. Yep, of course. Oh my god, this is gonna take an extremely long time, I can say. Let's hit this guy and come up here. The other one has not yet respawned. Is he gonna attack me? Sneaky, 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 sneaky. Yes! Okay. And the other one... Yes, the bottom one hasn't respawned yet. Good. I think that's the last of that for now. Well, there's another Numo, but he can go fuck himself. There we go. Right, now we're down to where we need to be. So, there's a frog in the way there, and if you come to the other side, there's another frog here. This frog, you can ground pound and it will kind of jump up those weird invisible platforms that are only, well, we saw them once in the Forest of Fear in the Green Treasure. They're weird platforms that are only real to enemies, and I think those frogs technically count as an enemy. But what we need to do is basically climb up and repeatedly cause it to jump all the way to the top. Once it's at the top, we can head across and grab the grey key. But where, you ask, is the treasure? The treasure, well, the chest, is through here, behind another frog. But that frog is in a much more solid position, and we need to... Oh, that's why they give you this bit of headroom here, to make sure you don't get frog-locked. So, if you remember back to the blue treasure in the bank of the Wild River, we learnt that frogs can be killed by fire. It's horrible, but it is certainly effective. And if you time it right, you will just have enough time to burn through that one, and just be able to burn through that one. Excellent. Free musical coin here, you can't even miss it. Bloink. And that's our first treasure on the East Crater. And it's a good one. See if you can guess what this is. Indeed, this is a power-up, which is awesome. It's the final power-up. This is the Golden Gloves. No points for guessing what they do, but it's gonna show us anyway. Wario now has the ability to pick up large enemies. He can throw them as well. You can throw them up, I guess. Not sure if this... We know how throwing works, but cheers anyway, game. And you can throw them across. So basically, you can just throw big enemies like you can throw normal enemies. This makes a couple of changes, though. Town in Chaos. Castle of Illusions. And the Forest of Fear. That is technically unlocking the red treasure in the Forest of Fear, when we've already got the green. And that's what we're going to go on and do next. We're going to do the red and blue treasure here, in the Forest of Fear. But, I must note at this point, Castle of Illusions green is what you're supposed to do. Everything I do... I won't be doing Castle of Illusions green until about 3 to 4 episodes time from now, because there's a lot of side chaining we can do before then. Anything that isn't Castle of Illusions green will not be leading towards the final musical box. I'm just going to say now, everything we're doing is a massive divergent. But I want 100% when I get the final music box, so Forest of Fear it is. And firstly, we want to get the red treasure, so I'm just going to cut across to going down the pipe near the off to the right there by the grey treasure. Bollocks. So, down here at the pipe, I've done this at night and it doesn't really matter because you don't actually need that spearhead for anything. It's just in this room up here. I don't think I even came into this room particularly, but anyway, there's a Hammerbot. Now we can pick up and carry the Hammerbot because basically we need to get turned into Hammerbot Wario. Oh, I killed it. Your standard just pressing B throw does not throw large enemies as far as it would small enemies, but also a large enemy is much less likely to die from being like walloped when you kind of hold B and across and throw him pretty hard. So that's what we need to do here to get him across there. It's impossible to cross that gap as Spring Wario without falling into the water, which turns you back. So you couldn't do this without having the ability to carry the Hammerbot over here, which would require their golden gloves, which is why we are doing this now and not before. Oh! Well, that sucked. What happens if I don't even want to find out what happens if I get hit by a Hammerbot when I'm zombie. The zombies are there regardless of what time of day it is. It's the Forest of Fear. It's always a creepy place. Musical coin. And through here is... Well, let's wait for this to run out first. It just looks so daft. I always thought those things to the right, like, when he's springing, there's things on the right and left. I always thought were his eyes getting, like, pushed to the side, but I think they're his hands or something like that. Anyway, this is a weird room. It's one of those rooms I've not quite figured out. It looks like there's something up there, and there's a kind of spearhead here. Maybe there's a musical coin in it, who knows. I'll come back to it later if there is. But, got the grey key. Grey key? No, we didn't. We got the red key. And now we want to get up onto that side. But we need to actually go back and fetch the Hammerbot again. Oh, there. What? No! Why did he die? Oh, I must have accidentally pressed down and butt stomped on him. Oh, well. You'll also notice it's not of much value, but you move slower when you're carrying a big enemy. Exciting times. Let's lob him across there, and come up here. Boing. Oh, I love the Hammer Warrior music amuses me greatly. And that's about it. It's a pretty straightforward treasure once you actually get the ability to do it, but I kind of thought you could do it when you first unlocked the Forest of Fear. I didn't realise you needed the golden gloves, but if you're just following like the kind of default path that the temple tells you to go on, you won't do this Forest of Fear stuff until after you've already got the final music books and potentially beaten the game, so I kind of always just... Because that was when I usually got to it, I always assumed you could just do it straight in one. Anyway, this is the red card from the red treasure. If you look on the visualizer to the left, you'll see that the final treasure, and the blue treasure here, also looks very similar. So, gonna join straight back into the level. And this time, we're gonna go up where we haven't been for a while. See there the grey key is, just over to the left there? That's where we want to go. So we actually want to go... Oh, bollocks, I've done it again! I haven't... We haven't... this bit's actually... I think this bit's much quicker to navigate to. Yeah, look at that. Especially with high jump, you can just fly. Fly. I didn't want to be down here. Basically, I wasn't really watching what I was doing. I did a series of silly things, and now I'm down here. Can I even get out of here? Yes, I can get out of here. That's good. Why would I not be able to get out of here? At least with a high jump, yeah, that's easier. What we actually want to do is come up to here. And over there. Boink. And this door is our goal. Now this is the place you actually saw in the cutscene where we got the demon's blood, and this is where zombies were revived! Oh! Well, yes, that was fun. Because what you need to do is get turned into a zombie at the right time, fall down, and I'm going to jump every time I see these zombies. What we need to do is somehow actually manage to get all the way over to the right without being hit by a zombie, which is going to be an interesting challenge. Man, that sound effect doesn't get annoying at all. This one is where we want to get hit. There should be. There we go, hello. Get hit by a zombie here, and... Oh, shit. Well, I thought the key was here. Turns out the treasure's here. But we're next to where the key is anyway. We actually want to get hit by this zombie. Hey, there we go. Come down here. And that's a musical coin. The key's there. Oh, I remember what I was doing here now. Man. Sorry if anyone's played this game before. That'll look stupid, like I don't know what I'm doing, because I didn't know what I was doing. We actually want to get here, I'm going to say. Yeah, it's here. And fall down this gap, just about. Yeah! Now you want to land on this, in this tiny little gap where you can be there. You can be Vampire Wario, Zombie Wario even, and walk through those things harmlessly. Of course, if you land any further to the left, you can't go through that thing. And it's a nice, kind of, you just have to notice that. I think it's the second slot from the right, apart from the one where the chest is. But now, of course, you saw where the chest is, so that's where we'll be going. God, that's a repetitive sound effect. Actually, all the sound effects in this game are repetitive. It's just the music's really good, so it makes up for it in my head. And also, it's a certain degree of nostalgia, by which I mean it's an immense degree of nostalgia. Most of this game's quality for me is probably nostalgia, I don't know. I've never actually met anyone else who's played this game, so I can't tell if it actually is objectively a good game, but I think it is. Unsurprisingly, we get the blue key. Blue card key, even. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but those two work together and do something weird. So, they've released a Paragoom somewhere in this weird and wonderful place. Where exactly? You probably wouldn't have got to it naturally anyway, just because this place is such a bugger to navigate anyway. So, this is the grey area here, technically. But what we need to do is come through to here. As I say, keeping your bearings while you're trying to navigate the warped void is an absolute nightmare. But I've just about... I think I know what I'm doing, roughly. Well, the last level didn't really show that much. But then we'll finally be done in the warped void as well, because this is a creepy-ass place, and I cannot wait to be done. Right, we want to grab this thing here, and use it to... Does that count? Can I get it from there? Actually, I should be able to use it itself to... Oh, there we go. I can actually do that now. You're supposed to do that much more smoothly than I did. But anyway, there's an actual up arrow behind us here pointing upwards. So if we spring up here, unfortunately it gives us spikes to turn us back into normal Wario much faster, which is awesome. Now you get inside this weird whirlpool-y thing. We're actually above the beginning of the level here, and indeed, this is where the Paragoom was. Those are the two slots for the keys that let it down, and we can smash through there. It's one of the most bizarre changes in the game, in terms of roundabout ways. But yeah, this is the blue zone, and what we want to do first, I believe, is come over to here. Is this the right one? I don't know. Probably. Yes. No, it's not. Bollocks. Oh, well, we can't even go back the normal way now. We need to, yep, come through here. Is this, whoop, is this good? Well, we can unlock that for later. At least that's the way back to the chest. You can, I hope, forgive me for not knowing my way around the warped void quite so well as some of the other levels, because it's a horribly illogical nightmare, which is why I struggle with it, and I think everyone who's played this game does to a certain degree. Here's what we want to get first. When you get this Applebee, you, sir, what? Sir! Hup, there we go. And now we just saw this on the edge of the screen last time, we can smash through this donut block! Oh, I thought I'd missed it there. And now when we turn back into normal, go through here. Then just hop down here, we don't need to do that thing on the jumpy blocks yet. Because first we need to get the key, which we get from not going through the first door, but going through the second door here. Now we can get squished by the squishy. Squisher, swasher, stomper, they're called something like that. I can't remember exactly what. That one's got a red grab bot pulling it, though. It's normally a green one. But, yes, now we can go through here. Obviously, we wouldn't have been able to do that if the donut block was still in place. Then we can go through here and get the blue key. The chest is just directly beneath us now, but we actually know how to get to it because we now go through the first door? I'm going to say first door. Nope. Wow, this will work eventually anyway. Then we go through this one. And we end up on this bit with the falling platforms. Jump off the third falling platform. And we're through, and that's the blue chest. Good lord. Warped void, horrible place, don't ever go there, Simba. But no. We're done with it now, that's a nice thing. We don't get a particularly useful treasure, we get this thing, which is the Heart's Crest. I think we've got all 4 of the kind of suit crests now. That's mildly cool. But anyway, that's us done with a weird interplay between those two. So, now we can go on and do one of the... This is actually... Hopping back a bit, this is going to be one of the Wild Wizard changes again, which is, if I can actually get there, on the tidal coast. But you can only do it at nighttime, so that's important. Now, this one's weird. Basically, it's one of the longest gaps in the game between, like, basically, that door there, if you go through it, there's a very long puzzle, and at the end of the chest. It's very easy to go through all that and get to the chest and not have the key. The key itself is much more arsey to get to, and... Oh, that's the grey key. That's not the key I wanted, but I do want to be over here. That was hilarious. I rocketed up them. What we wanted... We already got that musical coin. But, yeah, what we want to do is turn back into human. And now this is a difficult jump to make. You basically need to do a dash jump while holding up at the same time, and you'll make it over here. Here is where the green key rests through some of these things. Again, these smashes here, see they have green grab bots. Most of the normal ones do have green ones. It's just the one in the warp void. It's probably due to palette reasons, because that place has got all sorts of crazy colours going on. And there's the green key. I think I actually got jumped into it by one of those things. But anyway, if we now head back to the outside lands. Excuse me, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, I thought I was going to make it through just before. I did not. Oi! Now, if we come over here... Oh, damn, just missed that musical coin. Yeah, this platform that I'm on at the moment, at daytime, is too low, so you can't get into this door, so this one has to be done at night. And here is one of the more annoying puzzles in the game. Well, it's not really a puzzle, it's just a kind of like, it's like a really slow version of one of the owl puzzles, like the one we saw in... the... what's it called? The Steep Canyon. But if you fuck it up, there's a lot of kind of... It looks like there are checkpoints. There are not actually that many kind of checkpointy things, so you just have to do the same stuff over and over again. The map it takes place over is quite confusing. I still haven't quite worked out where all these various doors lead from and go to. But if you just kind of, like, the path itself that you're supposed to take is at least fairly logical. I do like this music as well. I think it's the same, yeah, it's the same music as Sea Turtle Rocks. I prefer it at day, but it is nice nighttime music. Hey! Oh, I thought I got hit by the tree bug. Yeah, I called these Teru Terus last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago, when we were beating Pesque in Bank of the Wild River. That was last episode. Yeah, I called them Teru Terus, which are actually those things that jump on your head in the vast plain and blind you. They are, in fact, they have the incredibly imaginative name of tree bugs. Yeah, no reason why... I can see the reason why I didn't remember that, because it's an inherently boring name. At least if you fall off at this bit, you don't actually have to go that far to do it again. One more try. What time? Oh, we're on like 18 minutes. Well, I should just get to this one at the end and just call it a 20-minute episode. I've been aiming for 20-minute episodes generally, but I think the average has been more like 22 or 23, because it's basically, I get to like 17 minutes, I'm like, well, I don't want to hold it there, let's do another level, and then that one takes ages. Anyway, we're nearly here! Oh, I thought I'd fallen off there, because I was going to say, if you fall off at this part, you have to do that whole last bit we just did again. So, that's the bird to watch out for, that one there, because you can't see it, but it flies at you from the corner of the screen. But... a straightforward enough puzzle, just mildly irritating if you're not really kind of in the game. And here we get something mildly cool looking. This isn't just a boring treasure, this does elicit a change, and it is the fan propeller, I believe it's called, or electric fan propeller, I think is its full name. I was just thinking, we haven't been to a town in chaos for ages, not since the damn second music box where we fought that football rabbit. But that will be next episode, because, yeah, we've done some cool shit today of, like, unlocking, I don't know, East Crater, finishing the stuff in the Forest of Fear, Warp Void, some cool stuff. And next episode we will be kind of continuing on this particular train of treasures that we are on at the moment. Thank you very much for watching, this has been Wario 3, and I have been the Doctor with the Infamous Gentleman. Thank you very much, and good day.